Welcome back to Alti TV's coverage of Nottingham University Mixed Nationals 2021 in collaboration with Hive Ultimate here from Birmingham. My name's Luke Burgess and I'm joined once again by Gigi Morrison for this crossover match between Sheffield in the yellow and Nottingham in the green. So what can we expect from this game, Gigi?
Well, we've already seen both these teams on the stream following on from yesterday's games. Sheffield taking the win in theirs, but Nottingham unfortunately losing to Leeds in theirs. This should be a very close game. The wind has started to pick up, but both of these teams are both from very windy areas, so they should be quite used to this. How they'll adjust to it will be very interesting, and I'm actually super excited for this game.
Yep, should be a good one. So Nottingham with the opening pull. Sheffield catching. Setting up the vertical stack. Cut from the front. Nice grab to keep the disc alive. Forehand upfield. Looking for an up line. Can't find it. Finds the swing. Tight defensive coverage, but finding the options. Working down that far side now. Nottingham on the shoulder of every single one of these cuts. But Sheffield maintaining their composure. A few meters out of the end zone. Goes for the swing. Has a break side option, but the disc is floating high, and Nottingham will reel it in with the slap D. Slamming it to the ground as they look to go for a deep shot, but the thrower opts not to throw it. Goes around. Will require a layout. Sheffield with a lucky break there. So they get another opportunity to hold this first point. Isolation from the front. Cut from the back. But the ISO at the front gets open on the open side, and Sheffield take their first point, 1-0.
Some wonderfully conservative disc movement from Sheffield. We saw yesterday they still opted for a vertical stack, usually cutting from the back, but opting to cut from the front today. I think that was a much more wise option. They recognise that Nottingham will be able to clock onto the very traditional vertical stack offense very quickly, so they're having to switch it up. But Nottingham also working really hard, keeping their eyes aware of where the disc is moving to.
So a big pull from Sheffield to start their first defensive point of the game. There's still a slight wind coming from the far side of the pitch towards the camera, as Nottingham look for a side stack play. Bit of a foul call. The disc did sail over the original intended receiver, but another receiver from Nottingham got a hand to it. See what decision the players come to.
So just looking at some of the results from the pool play yesterday. Nottingham came away with 3 wins and 2 losses. So we saw one of their losses against Leeds Griffins, the other was against York, but doing really well to collect 3 wins under their belts. While Sheffield came away with 4 wins and 1 loss. Their only loss against Mythigo. Mythigo are a huge team who we also saw in the stream yesterday.
So after a fantastic sequence of offense from Nottingham, great layout block in the end zone for Sheffield. We'll keep them alive in this point. Sheffield working out of their vertical stack once again. Had an option on the far side, chooses not to go for it. Finds the reset. Forehand into the middle of the field. The around backhand though just sails into the ground, and Nottingham will get another chance to get their first point of the game. Swing to the middle. Had a break side backhand option, but goes to the reset instead. And that around break flies past the initial receiver, but heads up play from the cutters in the stack will keep the disc alive for Nottingham. Swing to the near side. Looks off the immediate end zone shot. Finds the receiver just a few meters outside the end zone now. Goes for the swing. No options in the end zone. Goes for the around backhand. Nice attacking of the disc. Keeps possession. Just 1 meter out now. Looking for the reset. Defender slips. And lefty backhand into the end zone. Finds the target. And Nottingham get their first point of the game.
A really nice patient offense from Nottingham. They definitely had a fair few opportunities where they could have tried to rush into the end zone to get their first score, but realizing that they can take their time, it's more important that they do try to conserve the disc and hold on to it so they can eventually score rather than just rushing into a point.
So Nottingham's pull sails out of bounds. Hope you are enjoying the coverage at home. Do drop a message in the chat, either on the Hive Ultimate YouTube channel or the UltiTV YouTube channel, wherever you're watching. Let us know which team you're cheering for. Sheffield get this point underway. Staying vertical stack. Nice cut from the back to the break side. Will advance the disc. Goes for the reset. Nicely timed continuation cut, but the disc sails just a bit too far. And Nottingham will get an opportunity to put in this break. It's been a close game so far. Both teams looking dangerous on offense. Nice little pop pass into the middle. Deep shot now. It's flying high. There's going to be bodies underneath it. But Nottingham with the read. But not ready for the quick disc movement. And Sheffield with another opportunity now. That disc did not find the target, and once again, Nottingham get the disc back without having to work too hard for it. Doesn't have any options available downfield. Goes for a swing. It pops up a little bit too high. Nottingham unable to reel it in. So cut from the back. And a big layout block. Defender coming off the front of the stack. There was contact. We'll see if any calls are made. Doesn't look like it. The turnover will stand. As Nottingham do call a timeout.
It's maybe one of the earliest timeout calls that we've had so far, at least into the game, not score-wise. The conditions may be starting to actually get to the players. Their throws not necessarily coming out the way that they wanted to, but the correct option still. Just remember that if you do want to help support Ulti TV and Hive Ultimate, please do subscribe to our YouTube channels. You can also follow us on Instagram, and we also have Patreon. So if you can actually financially support us, we do very much appreciate it. We've got a lot of upcoming projects that unfortunately do need a fair amount of funding. So please do help support us. Particularly we've got UKU Nationals next weekend. That's going to be the first proper club tournament back in the UK. It's going to be super exciting. It's also qualification for Euros. All of that good stuff coming up. Super exciting. And keep chatting to us in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, Ulti TV just put out a new fundraising target of €1,500 for the end of August to help us cover this weekend, as well as Club Nationals next weekend, and then the Basel Open in Switzerland at the start of September. So if you are interested in helping us make coverage for those tournaments happen, as well as future coverage, do head over to patreon.com/UltiTV. So disc is back in after that timeout. Nottingham working out of vertical stack. Sheffield with one-to-one defense. Sticking to that University Ultimate metagame. That's Nottingham working it down that far side. Some nice quick disc movement. There's the shot to the end zone, and they do put it in. Clean offense down that far sideline. Will get Nottingham a 2-1 lead.
Definitely capitalizing on the timeout call, trying to work out and iron out the kinks from the previous points. There's a fair bit of club experience from both of these teams, ranging from Sheffield Steel to some GB seniors. And even some Canadian experience in Helen Thompson. You can see on the stream a lovely view of the rest of Birmingham in the background, or parts of Birmingham, Walsall and Aston. We're slightly outside of the main city.
So interestingly, when these two teams were signing up for this tournament, Nottingham seeded them, said that the place that they thought they would finish was first, and Sheffield seeded themselves in second. So bold play from both of these teams. It doesn't look like either of them. Well, only one of them is going to be correct, it seems, after this crossover match. Sheffield unable to convert their offensive chance. So immediate deep look from Nottingham, but not taken. Managed to find disc on the sideline. And a good effort to try and reel that disc in, but Nottingham will turn the disc back over. Sheffield with another chance. Forehand down the sideline. Looking in field. And a foul call on that reset pass. As the defender on the third handler poaches off to try and get the block. Looks like an uncontested foul. So Sheffield will retain possession as the disc is checked back in. Swing to the near side. Has an option in field. Takes it. Immediate give and go. Handlers working it amongst themselves once again. Not a huge amount of movement downfield. IO forehand break to the end zone. Sails over the defense. Finds the receiver. And Sheffield convert their second point of the game.
A wonderful high stall count inside flick shot from Helen Thompson. It was fantastic work, and she made sure that the disc was completely onto the break side, so completely away from the receiver's defender. So they had a much better opportunity to run onto it without any sort of defensive play getting in the way. Felix agrees. Felix is very happy with that throw. Scores even now at 2-2. Still got a fair bit of gameplay to go. We're only 20 minutes in. Please do tag us on Instagram, both Ulti TV, Hive Ultimate. I've got my own Instagram, GG_17. Luke has an Instagram that he doesn't really use too much.
Yeah, Luke.by if you really feel like it. So side stack play from Nottingham. Have an isolation in the middle. The defense is choosing just to mark 1-to-1 though. But it works out for them as Nottingham fail to complete that first pass. Sheffield now with a deep vertical stack. Find an option on this near side. Goes for the swing. Nice attacking of the disc to keep that alive for Sheffield. Up line. Looking into the end zone. Pivots round, finds the swing. Has an option on the far side. Disc in the middle of the field now, and the IO break just into the ground. Sheffield unable to convert what was a fantastic chance for them. Could have gone up a break early on in this game, but they will have to get a block if they want to do that on this point, as Nottingham set up a vertical stack. Cut from the back. And first pass incomplete once again. Sheffield do get another opportunity for a break. Vertical stack, poach in the middle, immediate give go to the poach player. But doesn't follow through, and that pass just a bit too far. So Nottingham, once again, goes for the around backhand. Finds the target. Nice forehand, up the line. Backhand around, but it is sailing out of bounds. It will not come back. So Nottingham this point just not able to really make anything happen on offense. The defensive pressure that Sheffield are applying is more than enough to get turns. But Sheffield have been looking dangerous. So forehand force towards this sideline. Immediate upline look, but the disc sails harmlessly into the ground for Nottingham. They will get another chance. So around backhand. Layout attempted, but can't reel it in. Sheffield will get a short field to work with as they call their end zone play. Goes for the immediate swing. Has some options on the break side, but doesn't take them. Give and go forehand. Option from the back of the stack, wide open in space, keeps the toes in bounds. And Sheffield go a break up 3-2.
You're looking at that end zone play. It's quite evident how having some sort of end zone structure can really benefit a team. Even if you've still got quite a few passes to complete after the fact, you're in a completely set structure. Everyone knows what they need to be doing. Everyone's on the same page. And in Sheffield's case, it works out well because they kept their structure really strictly.
They're not sponsoring us. GG just really likes them. Do send us suggestions for vegan gluten-free snacks, by the way, for future tournaments. We've got bananas. We've got a frankly ridiculous number of bananas. Yeah, I think there was like over 500 bananas bought for this tournament, as well as a few hundred packets of crisps. So Nottingham on offense. And a pick's called. Several players cross over downfield. And the defenders choose to call pick instead of switch. So Nottingham finding options. Managing to get the disc moving a bit more successfully than the previous point. Despite the defensive pressure from Sheffield. Nice upline shot from Nottingham. And there's the shot to the end zone. And a clean offensive hold for Nottingham. They will tie the score at 3 apiece.
The Nottingham sideline from the previous point were probably trying to have some discussions amongst themselves, figure out what they needed to do coming out on this point to cleanly get a hold, and they've done it really well. Very tight scoreline of 3-3. This is pretty much the game that we had anticipated. Welcome to different levels of commentary, Cam.
So the pull sails out of bounds for Nottingham. Sheffield will choose to brick it. Sheffield sticking to vertical stack. And Nottingham sticking to straight up match defense. No surrounding shenanigans going on. Very predictable cut from the back. Nottingham working hard on defense. They're on the shoulders of each of these cuts, but Sheffield still able to find the options. Without being attempted, it was close. There's the upline shot, is reeled in. And that will be a goal for Sheffield. Another clean offensive hold.
Maybe not how the disc was meant to come out of the thrower's hands, but the intention was there and the receiver was there, thankfully with completely safe hands. Just get another look at that little bit of a bump before this throw into the end zone for another Sheffield score. We've got a lot more coverage coming up for you today. We've got another 8 games coming up on this pitch. We'll try and give you results as and when they do come up. But up next on this pitch, we've got TSU versus Bangor. Again, another two teams that we've seen already. It's going to be part of another crossover before we go into the top 8 bracket.
So Nottingham coming out with a side stack again. But that disc sails out of bounds. Sheffield with another break opportunity. Finds the poached reset. Swing to the far side. Back to the middle. Finds the receiver on the far side. Despite the tight coverage from Nottingham. A little bit of switching happening at the back of the stack, but Sheffield still managing to find options at the back. But that disc just sails through the middle of everyone. What? How did the disc find the receiver in the end zone? It sailed past 6 players, all of whom could have stuck their hand out and got the block, but Sheffield with the score.
That feels like that game, you know, Plinko, where you put like a coin in the top of the arcade and it bounces down those pegs and it eventually goes into one of those like holes where it says you get like 10 points. This one avoided all the pegs and managed to just go straight into the 10-point bucket. That was amazing. Really good heads-up play from Sheffield, but that could have gone so wrong.
So Sheffield with the pull. Nottingham will catch it on the brick mark. Side stack from Nottingham. Had a poach dump for a few seconds, but they do find some receivers open downfield. There's the shot to the end zone, but it's going to sail way out the back past the intended receiver. And it was a promising offensive sequence from Nottingham, but they do not convert. And Sheffield with another break opportunity. So cut from the back from Sheffield. Not thrown to. There's some discussion as to whether or not the thrower was fouled. Looks like the thrower is proposing to the defender. Strange choice. Oh no, it is just a contested foul. Okay. Oh, what a grab. Sheffield keep the disc alive. So handlers working it amongst themselves. Swing to the far side. Is reeled in by a cutter off the back of the stack. Goes for the give and go infield. Nice inside forehand break, but a pick was called. So disc is checked back in, but that reset does not complete. Nottingham now with another chance to put in the 0 point. Down the far sideline. Looking to the end zone, finds the receiver. And Nottingham will get the hold and bring the score to 5-4.
Keeping their composure on the turnover there. Fair few stoppages in that point. So we saw a foul and a pick. Again, here in the commentary booth, there are some controversial opinions about the pick rule. We were having some discussions about it yesterday. Feel free to leave your opinions about the pick rule in the chat if you're watching at home. Okay, we will reiterate our opinions. I will pass it back to Luke to give a TLDR.
Well, the TLDR is definitely remove defender on defender picks. We could go further and try and remove picks on stationary players, but doing that without also allowing screens like we see in basketball is a bit tricky. But defender on defender picks, in our opinion, have no place in Ultimate. Makes the game worse for spectators. Gives the defense get out of jail free cards to not have their heads up and be aware and play team defense. It's Sheffield now with a deep shot straight to the stack though, and Nottingham will get the turn and a chance to level the score at 5-all if they can slot this possession in. Lots of pivoting, but does find a reset. And a pick is called because the defenders didn't want to switch. So number 33 was running out of the stack. Those two defenders could have surrounded the stack, chose not to, and stopped the game for us all. Oh, what a lousy! You can see why he didn't want to switch with one of his teammates. He wanted the glory block. But does call an injury. Hit the ground pretty hard on that block. The grass is fairly soft, but not soft enough. Sheffield with possession. And a pick is called. As once again, a defender tries to run past one of their own teammates rather than switching. Finds the reset. Looking for options downfield, can't find any. There's the up line. The receiver trips, but they did catch the disc in bounds. Swing to the middle. High release backhand to the break side. Just a few meters out now. Fakes the eye break. Far side now. It's tipped up, but reeled in. Sheffield do potentially score, but there is some discussion as to whether or not it's down. We didn't have a great view from this angle, so we'll have to see what the players decide. It's a huge play if it does stand. So contested score is the resolution. Disc will go back. And ideally, they will float that forehand over there and make them do it again. As we wait for the players to reset their positions. Looks like Sheffield are discussing tactics, which is not allowed during stoppages like this. Play needs to be resumed as quickly as possible. So Sheffield choosing to play conservatively, working it amongst the handlers. IO forehand break to the near side. 2 quick swings. No continuation cuts to that far side though, but there's the cut and there's the grab. Not sure they were the intended receiver, but they will take the point anyway. And Sheffield extend their lead 6-4.
High intensity but high patience ultimate from Sheffield. You can see the frustration from Nottingham because they are just within reach of getting to the disc and getting every single bid. They're putting a lot on the line for this game. We're 1 point away from half, so if Sheffield were to get the break here, we would have a Sheffield 7-4 half. Yeah. Nottingham taking their time to set up on the line as well. As we're just getting another look at some of the amazing plays that we've seen from this previous point. Couple of hands on that disc and then magically appearing from the huddle is the disc from Samantha Chu.
So a good pull from Sheffield. Nottingham with their side stack play on the far side once again. Completely poached reset. Chooses not to take it and throw to the isolated receiver in the middle of the field. Another isolated player once again. Sheffield choosing to play 1-to-1 against 2 players in acres of space rather than taking some of their inactive defenders off of that side stack as they transition to the vertical stack once again. There's the shot to the end zone. Has a receiver wide open in space. Can't quite reel it in though. Fantastic opportunity for Nottingham. Their offense looked so good up until that point. Punishing this strict 1-to-1 defense that Sheffield were playing by isolating their receivers in plenty of space. So Sheffield with the swing, layout grab to save the possession. It's quite a deep vertical stack. IO forehand to the break side. Does not find the target. And Nottingham with another chance to put this point in. Just about kept in bounds. Lots of players near the disc. But finds a receiver in space. There wasn't much of it, but they do find the target, and Nottingham brings the score to 6-5. So Sheffield have half the pitch still to go through as they shoot immediately to the end zone. Has a receiver, brings it down. Defender not quite close enough, and Sheffield convert a clean offensive hold to take half, 7-5.
That's definitely something that they seem to have drilled quite well. Just look for an initial cut. If it's not on, put it to your dump and then bang it deep as we see that celebration again. Sheffield elated with that. Remember, if you're wanting to... Whoa. Hey. Is that just me? No, sweet. If you're wanting to support Hive Ultimate or Ulti TV, please do subscribe to the channel. Multiple is completely free, but if you do want to financially support us, please go to ulti.tv /something.
Either www.ulti.tv or patreon.com/ultitv. You'll find us, I'm sure. Yeah, Gigi's complaining because she got up an hour earlier than she needed to. It happens. But we are out here all day in this slightly drizzly Ashton University Recreation Centre sports grounds. Quick behind-the-scenes look at what Felix is trying to do. He's trying to keep the rain off the camera. Conditions are pretty good for playing Ultimate today. A bit cold to commentate, but once you're nice and warmed up, playing in these conditions is not too bad. There's only a light breeze, only a little bit of rain. Just enough to make it interesting. So the winner of this game will face Sussex later in the day. Sussex won their pool yesterday. So the second half is underway. As Nottingham come down with their side stack offense, pull play once again, and do choose to throw to the post reset. Up line forehand. And another pick call in the stack as the defenders once again choose not to switch. The receiver ran past several defenders. One of them could have picked them up. Close defensive effort, but Nottingham do maintain possession. Looking down that field, but the reset is thrown straight to a defender. Sheffield on offense now, as they reset back and call a timeout on the near sideline. Yeah, Felix has given up on the cardboard strat. So interesting timeout call from Sheffield, trying to cement their lead in this game.
It could also just be to run down the clock a little bit further, just to make sure that it gives Nottingham a much more difficult opportunity to get back into this game. But it does give Nottingham the advantage to take a breath and really set up their defence properly. So take that time out as you will.
So it looks like we've got vertical stack offense from Sheffield, as we've seen all game. And pretty standard one-to-one defense from Sheffield. All from Nottingham even on this, all standing on this near side. Sheffield find the reset. And a yard gaining pass on the far side. Up line, but a bit too high for the receiver. So not quite a turnout, but so the hooter has gone. We will finish this possession. And Sheffield will take the game. But will it be by 1 point or 2? Nottingham working hard. Gigi just pointed out they could lose by 3. They could get forced back into their own end zone and get Callahan. But would the point stand? Because the possession ends? I guess it stands. Yeah. But anyway, that didn't happen, unfortunately. And Sheffield do take the game 7-5.
Yeah, that was the exact type of gameplay that we were anticipating from this game. Really, really intense, but super efficient, ultimate. Lots of bids, lots of drama as well. Some fantastic plays, and I think both teams should be super happy with how they performed. Good luck to Sheffield, moving into the top 8 bracket, and good luck to Nottingham for the rest of the tournament.
Yep, plenty more ultimate still to be played today, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you again soon.
TV.